Good evening. At this hour, we're tracking the latest developments in an abortion case involving an undocumented teen in federal custody.
In a late decision today, a out-of-state federal judge ruled she would be allowed to go to the nearest abortion provider. Channel 5's Valerie Gonzalez explains what happened in the courtroom.
The teen is in a Bronzeville shelter. It's operated by the Office of Refugee Resettlement, a federal agency. Her case was taken to a federal court. She's 15 weeks pregnant. Her advocates are under a deadline. Abortions are prohibited in Texas at 20 weeks. Court documents show Jane Doe is 17 years old. She came into the country illegally without her parents. She sought an abortion once she was in custody. On September 25th, through the state court system, her legal team secured what's called a judicial bypass.
It's a process by which a person, a minor under the age of 18, can petition the court to allow her to have an abortion without the knowledge and or consent of her parent and or managing conservator.
The procedure was scheduled. That's where things ended. The shelter denied Jane Doe transportation for the medical procedure. Her attorney and appointed guardian ad litem, Rochelle Garza, tells us she wasn't allowed to take her to the medical appointment either. Garza says the decision stems from a federal policy.
So it's our understanding that there was a memo circulated sometime in March of 2017.
In court documents, the American Civil Liberties Union presents this memo as an exhibit. It's from the director of the Office of Refugee Resettlement for all shelters. It reads, "When an unaccompanied child may be involved in an abortion, grantees must immediately inform the director of the Division of Unaccompanied Children Services in ORR of the situation and are prohibited from taking any action that facilitates an abortion without direction and approval from the director of ORR." The ACLU tried to get permission to get Jane Doe to her appointment. Her case went to court in California. The request was denied on a technicality.
Because of the venue, because it was in California and most of the harm is felt here in Texas, that it wasn't proper in California.
We requested a statement from the Office of Refugee and Resettlement asking about their policy. The statement provided is from the Administration for Children and Families. It reads in part, "While the child is in our custody, our goal is to provide food, shelter, and care to her under federal statute. In this specific case, we are providing excellent care to the adolescent girl and her unborn child who remain under our care until the mother's release." One of the specific questions we asked was for the policy prohibiting transportation. That question wasn't answered. Garza tells us she's concerned about the impact on her client.
My concern is about her emotional safety, her emotional well-being. She told me she's desesperada.
Or desperate. The case was refiled in D.C. last Friday. Today, permission granted to get her to the procedure. A medical abortion was initially sought. The delays have now led to a more invasive procedure. Jane Doe's guardian says that all medical costs would not be paid by the state. A nonprofit organization would be taking care of the bill. In the studio, Valerie Gonzalez, Channel 5 News at 10.
The Administration for Children and Families sent a statement that reads in part, "In most cases, when a child enters the United States illegally without a parent or guardian, by law, the minor is placed into the care and custody of the Office of Refugee Resettlement at HHS's Administration for Children and Families. At that point, our paramount concern is the child's safety and well-being." You can read the full response on our website, krgv.com. Just click on this story right after the newscast.